Zach, without further ado, Nintendo really clogged up the pipeline this week.
Yeah.
And so if you want to get into the news, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of it and
Yeah.
get out of here at a reasonable hour to go get some lunch.
Yeah.
Zine, it's like nighttime for
Go get
Zine.
some
That's so
ramen.
weird.
Yeah, like evening,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
7 p.m.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that's still pretty early for the
Yeah,
night
Not too
owls and
bad.
stuff.
it's a good compromise for both of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, we got like the most massive, not actually the most massive news ever, because actually, like a name and some more details coming later this year would probably be will be a more massive dump. But they did clog it with some pretty juicy details that we now know Kaz was right.
I
Hashtag Kaz
was.
was right. The NX, Nintendo have broken their silence on it. We don't have a name yet, of course, but Bill Trinen himself confirmed that the Nintendo NX will release in March of 2017.
Well, I mean,
Um,
even more so than Bill. I mean,
yeah, everybody at
yeah, like
Nintendo.
I mean, the Tatsumi Kimishima, he was just like, yo. I mean, I remember because I was up
Yeah, it
at
was mostly from Kimishima.
yeah, but Bill Trinen, I mean, Nintendo. That's the crazy thing. I was up at the 2 a.m. when this was being shared for the West and stuff. I stayed up and like I was one of actually the first people. No one really cared because it was Koppai and we are kind of a smaller following
Well,
right
and you
now.
knew for sure too, and especially with your insider knowledge that like we'd been predicting it, and you said in like the last episode that we kind of were telling people to hold off and wait like this week, really
Yeah,
potentially, and we'd heard kind of a little like leak or rumor that potentially maybe this week is the lift date, and so it was
but even
right, and we
even
knew we were
even
expecting it.
before Emily Rogers was going around saying, "Oh, it's going to be this week. It's going to be there's a financial meeting." Before I was even hearing that, I'm
Yeah.
talking like I think even back like when we like back in March, I was saying like April. It's going to be April,
Yeah,
and
well,
you.
we made kind of definitive predictions and kind
Hmm.
of had to stick with it. We kind of made a little bet with each other. And I
Yeah,
said maybe like the week before E3, or I think kind of E3 is probably when I think the NX will be more so talked about. Maybe kind of a Fallout 4 thing where a
you were
week
way wrong. They're
before.
not even going to E3,
Yeah,
but I'm getting ahead of myself.
but you were even right about how like maybe not even like releasing the name or something, but just not being so silent about it because
Yeah, just
really
talking about it.
Nintendo hasn't they haven't been talking about it or even acknowledging it, which has been kind of ridiculous, kind of silly in a way because it's like everybody knows about it, everybody's talking about it,
Yeah,
but Nintendo. So that's what really the big news is that they finally have stopped being silent about it and actually said it's coming
yeah,
out.
because once the actual investor meeting started and they had the I guess kind of leaked, but it was published. I mean, but it wasn't intended for the mass audience. That document that basically said like our next initiative is the NX. It'll
Yeah.
start in the next fiscal year or at the end of the fiscal year for March 2017. Like even when that came out, it was like I kind of had like goosebumps. Like I was right. Like this is it.
Yeah.
We have the release date for the NX almost. And then like right after that was kind of like a fulfilling moment. Then Nintendo America, and then like right after that Nintendo UK, and right after that like Nintendo Japan. Like they all like simultaneously tweeted like the next generation of Nintendo is coming, and I was like,
Yeah.
they actually said it. Like
Yeah.
that's an actual tweet. Like I had to retweet that and be like, whoa, this is crazy because yeah, they
Yeah.
broke the silence on it, and I mean now they're going to be talking about it like in Nintendo Minutes. You have to imagine they're going to be like, I mean, not like talking about it like in detail, but they're going to mention, and we have the NX coming out soon. Like it'll be so surreal to kind of hear those thoughts from them and kind of
Yeah.
realize that wow, this is actually happening.
Yeah, for sure. And not only did they say that the NX is officially coming out March 2017, but they said Zelda is confirmed to be launching simultaneously on both the Wii U and the Nintendo NX console, which we also predicted. We always call it Zelda
Oh
Wii
yeah,
U slash NX, and
we can't
everybody.
take. Yeah, everyone's thought that.
Yeah, I think Emily Rogers was one of the first people to kind of like say she had real solid sources on that.
Hmm.
We got a really cool background art
Hmm.
for the or not it's our background art, but it's just kind of like a promo image for the game. Um,
Yeah.
and it's been pushed to release coinciding with the NX in March 2017.
Assuming
Um,
that there's some back and
yeah,
forth right now
right,
because
right, right.
I had assumed initially that it was going to be launching with the NX,
Yeah,
and then the press release forum said yeah, Zelda's releasing March 2017. It's like, okay,
Right.
that makes sense. But now they've since changed it to 2017.
Yeah, they just took out
If
the
they if they
March.
if they have Zelda launching after the NX release,
Yeah, well,
like
they
if
could do
it's
it before maybe. That's what I was thinking too. We have to think of the possibility that, I guess they said they were releasing them simultaneously, so the
yeah,
NX I guess would have to be out. But it would be kind of nice, I guess, if for the Wii U owners who have been holding out and were promised this game, like
yeah,
if they released it just a little bit, like a month earlier or something for those Wii U owners. But yeah,
Yeah,
you're probably right. That it'll be a later release. I'm guessing, you know. So
yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think because Twilight Princess was later for the GameCube people
yeah,
that were loyal.
well, yeah, it
Uh,
makes sense because I mean, it would probably be the lesser, like the more buggy on the Wii U console. It wouldn't be running nearly
yeah.
as good, and they would
I
probably have
wonder
to
what the
take a little
gap
more
is going to
time.
be there.
Yeah.
But
And they've done this with Zelda before too, because when they had this whole, because they've delayed it for like 2 years now. Like before they had like a holiday 2015, and then they released like took it away to be just 2015, and then they were like spring 2016, and then like
yeah.
took away the spring, and then they put like to be determined and to be announced, and then it's like they just keep doing this with Zelda. We
Yeah,
might
then they had the
never see
trailer
it.
though that like definitively said at the end 2016. It was like, okay, like you guys put it in a trailer, like that is
Yeah,
confirmed. Like it wasn't Miyamoto and Ayanuma kind of like joking with each other, like,
right.
are you gonna get it out in time? But Zine, did you have something that you wanted to add, or I thought I had heard you speak up there, but hopefully we didn't cut you off.
I'm just as psyched as you are.
Yeah,
I I'm a very recent Wii U owner. I managed to. I'm always pretty late with everything. So when I heard it will also launch on Wii U, I was pretty excited because I didn't want to like get a new console next year.
interesting.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I haven't really heard people like a lot of people are saying like, all right, well now I'm just going to go ahead and get on the NX, but I haven't really heard people have the perspective of like, oh, I can get on the Wii U now. Like that's at least that's still confirmed. Like a lot of people seem to be like, since the
yeah,
NX version's here, the Wii U one might as well be dead. But it's kind of cool to hear someone be like, I don't know, I like the Wii U one, and especially you may have like the unique, like there may be people that, or if the NX doesn't have the touch screen, like you may have a unique advantage over them, like as far as gameplay, because that gamepad can do a lot of stuff for, especially like with Wind Waker HD really took advantage of the inventory management and the map. And
yeah,
if Zelda 2017 is going to be kind of a more heavy open world game, then that could be really nice to have.
yeah. I think there are like a lot of people who buy the Wii U kind of late because now all those great co-op titles are out.
Hmm.
For me, was Smash Brothers a reason, and Pokemon Tournament because I'm like the couch co-op person,
Yeah,
and so I decided pretty late to get it. And I can understand if you have the Wii U for a couple of years now, you will be totally getting the NX and Zelda. But for people who just dived into that console, that would be an option to like wait for it because the Zelda is coming out for that console too.
yeah, definitely.
I think that's cool.
Yeah, what's really cool is that they're saying they're going to be supporting the Wii U for a while, and that it's like an interesting. I don't think we've really had this before with consoles where it seems like they're not trying to necessarily phase the Wii U out in the 3DS as quickly as they have in the past.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
and even some of these ports that are coming to the NX, like a lot of the launch titles are supposedly going to maybe be just ports, and the servers could be connected. So it could be the case where all these Wii U owners are still able to play a lot of these games that are also on the NX, and you can like do the cross-platform play between them. And I think that like they'll be supported for a while, and
Yeah.
And
so yeah, that's really cool.
and that could be
And
some
then
of the
the
stuff
price
that
slash too, you gotta keep in mind
yeah,
like
that
they're
could be
becoming
really
more affordable, and like as they continue to maybe release a few more titles like that are cross platform, the Wii U will be like significantly cheaper, and a really smart decision to buy it, like especially after the NX is announced. Now Wii U prices will probably just keep going down, so good
yeah,
time
that
to
could
buy that.
also be another reason, like we keep talking about, how barren the next year is then for the Wii U.
Yeah,
If I mean, because originally, like we had always known the Wii U was going to be barren in 2016 as far as new releases, but we had always thought that that'd be kind of alleviated by the fact that the NX will just come in and kind of sweep out from under it and then take it out, and then we'll be like, okay, cool, now we have new games for the NX, and we
Yeah.
don't even notice how barren the Wii U is, and so. But with the NX being delayed, it really highlights. Wait a second, yeah, the Wii U really is, as far as new games coming out, not really like alive and thriving.
Yeah.
Besides Zelda, and I mean, maybe a few unannounced titles,
And
but even
Paper
those we're not.
Mario Color Splash.
Honestly, though, that is kind of exciting. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I am pretty pumped for that as a Paper Mario fan. Like, I haven't played Sticker Star, so maybe that's why. Like, I don't
And
know.
we continue to get like trickles of really good indie titles on the Wii U too. So
Yeah,
like as
definitely.
if as they promote like at E3, if they like did another trailer where they usually do of like the Nindies and stuff,
Yeah,
I think they could announce a whole bunch of really cool looking experimental new indie titles that are really awesome for the
yeah. I
platform.
really want to get on
Yeah.
Fast Racing Neo too.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say with what we were kind of talking about though, of like the late adopters, I guess, for the Wii U. This could really be maybe a year for them though, and maybe Nintendo's last year because the thing is if they were to release a bunch of new games,
Yeah.
really all that would do is just cater to the people that already had a Wii U, and they're like, okay, cool, now I get some more games to play, and it's kind of those hardcore Nintendo fans that are currently the ones owning a Wii U. But if they're able to maybe this holiday season instead focus on, hey, you can get the Wii U for 200, 150, $100, like just
Yeah.
really just be like, all right, what are we, I mean, we have these left, you can have them.
Mhm.
And if they just like do like a, or like a such a big bundle that basically the console is drastically dropped in price,
Yeah.
they could just sell those out the wazoo. And if people go to the store and it's like, do I want a PS4K or an Xbox Two for $400, or I want this Wii U with Super Mario, um, uh, Splatoon, Smash Bros, all of
Zelda
that for,
HD.
yeah, I mean, or Zelda HD coming soon and stuff for $200,
Yeah.
I'll pick this up for my kid, like absolutely,
Mhm.
like, and they could really then,
And Sun and Moon too.
yeah, and Sun and Moon will be coming out too. But I mean, if they can really, I'm more so focusing on with the Wii U.
Right. Yeah.
If they could just drop the price of that this holiday season, they won't even need new games because then they could just promote the ones they already have, kind of like with Zene's situation here, where it's just like, all right, then you have, I mean, all these old games are already on here. This is an awesome console for me. They're brand new. Might as well
Yeah.
get it.
I mean,
Like,
Yeah.
also the Nintendo games I feel have a longer lifetime than on other consoles. I mean, I have most of my friends, and when I see what they play, they have N64 and GameCube, and
Mhm.
sometimes even the Super Nintendo.
Yeah. And
And
yeah,
Wii's
I have the,
sometimes too.
yeah, and I have the feeling that those consoles like live longer because of their multiplayer games than some of the others.
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure. Even Reggie, I think, has said that about how like the used games for Nintendo, there's not as many because people don't really take and return their used game or Nintendo games as much, and they try to
Yeah,
make their games more where you don't return them, where they have such a replayability value that you don't really need to do that. And games like Mario Kart and Super Smash Bros., like inevitably, if you're into those games, you're not gonna complete those games. You're not gonna like finish them. You're gonna have to keep them forever. And so they
yeah,
make those really great games. And even like Star Fox Zero that just came out, that has like an infinite replayability through the campaign
yeah.
and
It's like an arcade game basically, like an
yeah,
arcade cabinet only with
Pokken
in your
Tournament
home.
2 is another one that's just like they release these games that have these like infinite replayability value, like even like Mario Golf and stuff like that. It's like,
Hmm.
and even just like the core Mario games, those just seem to you can just play them forever. So yeah,
Yeah, find like new like tricks and tips and stuff to
yeah,
kind of master them and just do. I mean, yeah, the levels always have a charm that kind of wants to like it never gets tiring,
uh huh,
compared to a lot of other games where it's like, okay, this is a chore to play. Like they're
yeah,
always usually pretty fun to play.
yeah.
Another thing to kind of add to that is, um, just oh gosh, I had a point and I lost it. What was I gonna say? I was so ready too. I was just gonna drop some wisdom. Um, yeah, I don't
Well,
time
know.
fades so
yeah.
quickly.